Trust Company, a subsidiary of the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. Letter of representations to be completed by issuer, issuing agent, and paying agent. Blank, underscore, blank, underscore, blank. Name of issuer, blank, underscore, blank, underscore, blank. Name and DTC participant number of issuing agent and paying agent. Blank. Date. Attention. Underwriting Department, The Depository Trust Company, 570 Washington Boulevard, 4th Florida, Jersey City, NJ 07310. Re. Blank, underscore, blank. Description of note program, including, as applicable, a reference to the provision of the Securities Act of 1993, as amended, pursuant to which note program is exempt from registration, b. rank of indebtedness, and c. series designator. Ladies and gentlemen, this letter sets forth our understanding with respect to certain matters relating to the issuance by issuer from time to time of notes under its note program described above. The securities issuing agent shall act as issuing agent with respect to the securities. Paying agent shall act as paying agent or other such agent of issuer with respect to the securities. Issuance of the securities has been authorized pursuant to a prospectus supplement, offering circular, or other such document dated, blank. Paying agent has entered into a money market instrument master note certificate agreement, or a medium-term note certificate agreement, with the Depository Trust Company (DTC), dated as of, blank, pursuant to which paying agent shall act as custodian of a master note certificate evidencing the securities, when issued. Paying agent shall amend Exhibit A to such certificate agreement to include the note program described above, prior to issuance of the securities. To induce DTC to accept the securities as eligible for deposit at DTC and to act in book entry only short-term bank notes master note program. 22,036-06-2013, accordance with its rules with respect to the securities, issuer, issuing agent, and paying agent make the following representations to DTC. 1. The securities shall be evidenced by a master note certificate in registered form registered in the name of DTC's nominee, Seed & Co., and such master note certificate shall represent 100% of the principal amount of the securities issued through DTC. The master note certificate shall include the substance of all material provisions set forth in the DTC Model Short-Term Bank Note Master Note, a copy of which previously has been furnished to issuing agent and paying agent, and may include additional provisions as long as they do not conflict with the material provisions set forth in the DTC model. 2. Issuer understands that DTC has no obligation to, and will not, communicate to its participants, or to any person having an interest in the securities any information contained in the master note certificate, and b. acknowledges that neither DTC's participants nor any person having an interest in the securities shall be deemed to have notice of the provisions of the master note certificate by virtue of submission of such certificate to DTC. 3. Issuer or issuing agent has obtained from the CUSIP Service Bureau a written list of approximately 909 character numbers, the basic first 6 characters of which are the same and uniquely identify issuer and the securities to be issued under its note program described above. The CUSIP numbers on such list have been reserved for future assignment to issues of the securities. At any time after the 100 CUSIP numbers on such list have been assigned, issuer or issuing agent shall promptly obtain from the CUSIP Service Bureau an additional written list of approximately 900 such numbers. 4. When securities are to be issued through DTC, issuing agent shall notify paying agent and shall give issuance instructions to DTC in accordance with DTC's procedures, including operational arrangements and the issuing paying agent general operating procedures, the MMI procedures, a copy of which previously has been furnished to issuing agent and paying agent. The giving of such issuance instructions, which include delivery instructions, to DTC shall constitute a representation that the securities are issued in accordance with applicable law, and b. a confirmation that a master note certificate evidencing such securities, in the form described in paragraph 1, has been issued and authenticated. 5. Issuer recognizes that DTC does not in any way undertake to, and shall not have any responsibility to, monitor or ascertain the compliance of any transactions in the securities with the following, as amended from time to time: a. Any exemptions from registration under the Securities Act of 1933, b. the Investment Company Act of 1940, c. the Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974, d. the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, e. any rules of any self-regulatory organizations, as defined under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, or f. any other local, state, federal, or foreign laws or regulations thereunder. 6. If issuance of securities through DTC is scheduled to take place 1 or more days after issuing agent has given issuance instructions to DTC, issuing agent may cancel such issuance by giving a cancellation instruction to DTC in accordance with the MMI procedures. 7. At any time that paying agent has securities in its DTC accounts, it may request withdrawal of such securities from DTC by giving a withdrawal instruction to DTC in -2. SB 22-3606/2013, accordance with the MMI procedures. Upon DTC's acceptance of such withdrawal instruction, paying agent shall reduce the principal amount of the securities evidenced by the master note certificate accordingly. 8. In the event of any solicitation of consents from or voting by holders of the securities, issuer, issuing agent, or paying agent shall establish a record date for such purposes with no provision for revocation of consents or votes by subsequent holders, and shall send notice of such record date to DTC's Reorganization Department, Proxy Unit no fewer than 15 calendar days in advance of such record date. If sent by telecopy, such notice shall be directed to 212-855-5181 or 212-855-5182. If the party sending the notice does not receive a telecopy receipt from DTC, such party shall confirm DTC's receipt of such telecopy by telephoning 212-855-5187. For information regarding such notices, telephone the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation's proxy hotline at 212-855-5191. 9. Paying agent may override DTC's determination of interest and principal payment dates, in accordance with the MMI procedures. 10. Notice regarding the amount of variable interest and principal payments on the securities shall be given to DTC by paying agent in accordance with the MMI procedures. 11. All notices and payment advices sent to DTC shall contain the CUSIP number of the securities. 12. Paying agent shall confirm with DTC daily, by CUSIP number, the face value of the securities outstanding, and paying agent's corresponding interest and principal payment obligation, in accordance with the MMI procedures. 13. DTC may direct issuer, issuing agent, or paying agent to use any other telephone number or address as the number or address to which notices or payments may be sent. 14. Payments on the securities, including payments in currencies other than the U.S. dollar, shall be made by paying agent in accordance with the MMI procedures. 15. In the event that issuer determines that beneficial owners of securities shall be able to obtain certificated securities, issuer, issuing agent, or paying agent shall notify DTC of the availability of certificates. In such event, issuer, issuing agent, or paying agent shall issue, transfer, and exchange certificates in appropriate amounts, as required by DTC and others. 16. Issuer authorizes DTC to provide to issuing agent and/or paying agent listings of DTC participants' holdings, known as Security Position Reports (SPRs), with respect to the assets from time to time at the request of issuing agent or paying agent. DTC charges a fee for such SPRs. This authorization, unless revoked by issuer, shall continue with respect to the assets while any assets are on deposit at DTC, until and unless issuing agent and/or paying agent shall no longer be acting as issuing and/or paying agent for issuer. In such event, issuer shall provide DTC with similar evidence, satisfactory to DTC, of the authorization of any successor thereto such act. Proxy web services are available at www.dtcc.com. To register for or inquire about proxy web services, telephone the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation's proxy hotline at 212-855-5191-3. SB 2030-606-2013. 17. DTC may discontinue providing its services as depository with respect to the securities at any time by giving reasonable notice to issuer, issuing agent, or paying agent, at which time DTC will confirm with issuer, issuing agent or paying agent the aggregate amount of securities outstanding by CUSIP number. Under such circumstances, at DTC's request, issuer, issuing agent, and paying agent shall cooperate fully with DTC by taking appropriate action to make available one or more separate certificates evidencing securities to any participant having securities credited to its DTC accounts. 18. Nothing herein shall be deemed to require issuing agent or paying agent to advance funds on behalf of issuer. 19. This letter of representations may be executed in any number of counterparts, each of which when so executed shall be deemed to be an original, but all such counterparts together shall constitute but one and the same instrument. 20. This letter of representations shall be governed by, and construed in accordance with, the laws of the State of New York, without giving effect to principles of conflicts of law. 21. The sender of each notice delivered to DTC pursuant to this letter of representations is responsible for confirming that such notice was properly received by DTC. 22. Issuing and/or paying agent represent to DTC that the issuing and/or paying agent screened the name of the party in whose name a deposited security certificate is registered against the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of the Office of Foreign Asset Controls (OFAC), Specially Designated Nationals Blocked Persons List (SDN) list, and against OFAC's regulations, and that there were no matches identified by such comparison. Issuer is prohibited from submitting securities for DTC eligibility if the issuer of the securities is listed on the OFAC's SDN list, or is incorporated or formed in a country that is subject to OFAC sanctions or embargoes, or otherwise subject to sanctions administered by OFAC. 23. Issuer and agents shall comply with the applicable requirements stated in DTC's MMI procedures, as they may be amended from time to time. 24. The following riders, attached hereto, are hereby incorporated into this letter of representations. Blank, underscore, blank, underscore, blank. Blank, underscore, blank, underscore, blank, -4. SB 2030-606-2013. Note: Schedule A contains statements that DTC believes accurately describe DTC, the method of effecting book entry transfer of securities distributed through DTC, and certain related matters. Very truly yours. Issuer. By authorized officer's signature. Guarantor. By authorized officer's signature. Issuing agent. By authorized officer's signature. Paying agent. By authorized officer's signature. CC. Underwriters Council 5. SB 2030-606-2013. Schedule A. Sample offering document language describing book entry only issuance prepared by DTC. Bracketed material may be applicable only to certain issues. 1. The Depository Trust Company (DTC), New York, New York, will act as securities depository for the securities. The securities will be issued as fully registered securities registered in the name of Seed and Company. DTC's partnership nominee or such other name as may be requested by an authorized representative of DTC. One fully registered security certificate will be issued for each issue of the securities, each in the aggregate principal amount of such issue, and will be deposited with DTC. If, however, the aggregate principal amount of any issue exceeds $500 million, one certificate will be issued with respect to each $500 million of principal amount, and an additional certificate will be issued with respect to any remaining principal amount of such issue. 2. DTC, the world's largest securities depository, is a limited-purpose trust company organized under the New York banking law, a banking organization, within the meaning of the New York banking law, a member of the Federal Reserve System, a clearing corporation, within the meaning of the New York Uniform Commercial Code, and a clearing agency, registered pursuant to the provisions of Section 17A of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. DTC holds and provides asset servicing for over 3.5 million issues of U.S. and non-U.S. equity issues, corporate and municipal debt issues, and money market instruments from over 100 countries that DTC's participants, direct participants, deposit with DTC. DTC also facilitates the post-trade settlement among direct participants of sales and other securities transactions in deposited securities, through electronic computerized book entry transfers and pledges between direct participants' accounts. This eliminates the need for physical movement of securities certificates. Direct participants include both U.S. and non-U.S. securities brokers and dealers, banks, trust companies, clearing corporations, and certain other organizations. DTC is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation (DTCC). DTCC is the holding company for DTC, National Securities Clearing Corporation and Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, all of which are registered clearing agencies. DTCC is owned by the users of its regulated subsidiaries. Access to the DTC system is also available to others such as both U.S. and non-U.S. securities brokers and dealers, banks, trust companies, and clearing corporations that clear through or maintain a custodial relationship with a direct participant, either directly or indirectly indirect participants. DTC has a Standard & Poor's rating of AA+. The DTC rules applicable to its participants are on file with the Securities and Exchange Commission. More information about DTC can be found at www.dtcc.com.